I'm joined by Ankit Mittal from REI Systems. Thanks for joining us, Ankit.
Thanks, Harry.
So first off, how long have you been a customer of Tableau?
Oh, we have been using it from last 3 years, straight from Tableau 9.0.
Oh, nice. I'm really looking forward to learning more about how REI Systems uses Tableau.
Sure. That's the starting point of my presentation.
Thanks. Let's kick it off.
Yep. So at REI Systems, just to give a little bit of context, we provide government solutions at all levels, the federal, state, and local levels from last 30 plus years. And our web-based solutions span across grants management, performance management and tracking, data transparency, and of course, decision data analytics. And I work over there as decision data analytics and lead Tableau projects. With that background, I'll get you to this, that how successful REI has been with Tableau. Across all the 3 agencies which we have implemented Tableau-based solutions, we have coverage around 1,800 federal staff members and 300 data analysts. And these are the analysts who utilize this Tableau on day in, day out for their data needs. And just to give some backgrounds that what kind of problems we are solving, if let's take an example of performance tracking. For any commercial organizations, it's always boiled down to how much revenue that organization makes and what's the percentage of profit they make. However, the same problem, putting it at the government agency, has a different ballgame altogether. We really have to set up what is the success looks like. How do we track it? How do we collect the data for it? All those problems boil down to a lot of data analysts actually looking at the data on the daily basis and asking similar questions multiple times. So with our REI and Tableau-based solutions, we have seen 95% reduction in the repeat data requests and 40% in the new data requests. And of course, this saved time provides agency staff members to focus towards their mission and their priorities. With this, I'll focus on that how REI is actually utilizing Tableau and why the solution that we provide for government data analytics, how it is different than others. So our solution provides descriptive analytics to diagnostic and also predictive. So we allow agencies to describe the current situation, diagnose the root cause of the problems in the real time, and also help predict the future based on the data and trends from the past. And of course, we cover a large user base of the entire agency, and also the taxpayers whom agency have to report the data, that's the public, right from there till the right end, the difficult, like the researchers who really have to analyze data in the deep. And how do we do that is providing different options like public dashboards, balanced scorecard, analytics dashboards. And moving on, I'll say now we'll discuss how Hyper will actually make a difference in our government data offerings and what kind of projects we are utilizing Hyper, or we plan to utilize Hyper. So the scenario that we have at REI, and we are working on it actively, is to modernize a legacy reporting system at an HHS agency to provide near real-time data. And whenever we say real-time, it sounds like, hey, just open a connection, put it up to a source, and you will have real-time data. But apart from that, we really have a lot of complex calculations that go underneath in this project, like close to 1,200 complex formulas. And just to give an example, what kind of complexity is there, like percentage of high blood pressure patients across the United States, are they controlling or not? Percentage of low birth weight newborns, do they really have a low birth weight rate controlled within the health centers or not? That kind of data really requires a lot of data elements which require to be summed up and reported on. So that kind of a problem we have to actually make it real time across US for one of the agencies. So our solution, of course, utilizes Tableau. We already planned for that, and we plan utilizing microservices and agile data warehouse techniques. However, when Hyper came out as a beta program in November, and we started testing on it and really checked comparison between the TDE and Hyper performance, we found out it is 3.1 times improvement of performance, specifically in the data aggregation phase, which was really, really important for us. Moving on, this is a proposed architecture diagram that's for our summer 2018 project. And from the left to right, you can see how the data moves in near real-time fashion from the data ingestion phase to data aggregation, and then, of course, integrating with the user applications. So our data processing service picks up the JSON file from the source, moves it in a near real-time fashion, transform it for the user-friendly matcher in a data warehouse, And as soon as that step is completed, we raise the event for Tableau to actually refresh the extracts, and in this case, Hyper extracts. And Hyper does all the difficult stuff that Alan and Toby just explained us, across 1,200 formulas in our case, more than thousands and thousands of rows, and a lot of aggregations it performs, and power our dashboards and reports in Tableau. And as the last step, we embed Tableau dashboards in our user applications. And not only the intuitive visualizations, we also provide our users and the mainly federal staff members with accessible views, which actually allow all the federal staff members, even if they have any kind of visual impairment, to utilize the data in their day-to-day work. So with that, I get towards the end of our presentation, where we are showing a live dashboard. That's a performance monitoring dashboard, where we compare between Hyper extract and the performance between Tableau data extract. And this is utilizing on the same machine, same hardware, between the two different Tableau 10.5 and 10.4 releases. And we are refreshing the same complex extract as I talked about across every 30 minutes. And what do we see is there's always clearly 3.1 times difference, because the Hyper moving average taking 33 seconds, and Tableau data extract it's taking 105 seconds. So what does actually it means for us and our government agencies? So for the legacy system, which I just talked about, which has 3-hour refresh times and just changes only 4 times a day, it means that government really get the access the data on the date in a real-time fashion, which should reduce the staff time significantly. And second, in the future implementation, we are planning to utilize Hyper to show the risk levels of the applicants. Like whenever you are making a decision to fund this organization versus that, you can really, at the real time, based on their application, can compare which one needs to be funded and which one needs to be not. So with this, I'll say I'll complete my presentation. And to all the Tableau data community members, hashtag stay hyped up.